Well, tonight, Mark Mulder might have been thinking deja vu because when he pitched a 4-hitter on Thursday to achieve a split in the 4-game series in Anaheim, he started out the ball game by giving up a run in the first inning and then blanked him the rest of the way, and the A's won it 2-1. And once again, that troublesome top of the order produced for Anaheim at the outset of play tonight when David Eckstein started things off. Eckstein has had a very good June when he's played. He's missed a lot of time, but he's batting .365 for the month, and he lines it into right field for a clean base hit. And once again, the table setters at the top of this powerful order for the Angels make it tough on opposing pitchers. Eckstein and now Figgins, who's about to stand in. And then a sequence started, a steal of second by Eckstein, a walk to Figgins, and with Guerrero up, a wild pitch put runners at second and third, but Mulder, with a terrific split, struck out Guerrero, and then Garrett Anderson put the ball in play with the infield playing back, and that was an invitation to a run. He grounded out to first. They got the run, and Guillen was a strikeout victim to end the inning. So the A's started down before they ever came to bat. They finally got even and then some, though, in the second inning with one out in the frame. It was Durazo with a single to get things going. First hit. The A's had a runner in the first, but only on a walk, and that brought up Bobby Crosby for the first of two very important at-bats tonight. Smash into center. Durazo's on. A hard-hit drive. It's a fair ball down the left field line. Durazo turning second, heading for third. Into second is Crosby with a double. Just inside the chalk. A scorching liner down the left field line that rolls in a corner. Now the A's, who are down by a run, have runners at second and third with one out. And that put some pressure on Escobar as he faced Damian Miller. Tried to put him away. Miller fought off 2 or 3 pitches, got the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Escobar, powerfully built, not real tall. He's ready. Another 3-2 coming up to Miller, and here it is. Swinging a ground ball toward the hole, through the hole to left, base hit. Durazo scores the run to tie the game. It's 1-1. Crosby stops at third. Miller delivers. RBI number 31. It wasn't overpowered, but it was perfectly placed between Figgins and Eckstein. And then Eric Burns, coming into the game on an 0 for 17, had a very competitive at-bat. He finally got a full count and finally got a walk. And so the A's once again had a chance to get something big with the bases loaded. But Scutaro, after lining one just foul outside the line down the left field side, struck out looking. So with 2 out, it was going to be Mark Kotsay or nobody getting the job done. Ready, outside target. Swung, line drive, center field. Base hit by Kotsay. Here's 1 run in, Crosby. Miller scores. 2 runs are in. Over to third goes Burns. And the A's surge in front here in the second inning, 3-1. And Kotsay won't let Escobar get out of the inning scot-free.
Something off speed, I think, Bill, drifting over the outside corner, and just a great swing by Kotsay to take that pitch to center field.
27 runs batted in for the year. Mulder had retired 7 straight Angels after he struck out Kennedy to start the third inning and had a seemingly good rhythm going, but the troublesome Eckstein once again beat out one of those chops off the plate, and that started some problems. Figgins followed with a single to left to put runners at first and second. The dangerous Guerrero, however, flied out to right. The runners had to hold, and so it was Garrett Anderson between Mulder and a clean inning, and Anderson got a pitch he could handle.
And Mulder delivers in a breaking ball line to right, thinking for a base hit. Up at the ball is Dye, rounding third is Eckstein. Here's the throw to the plate. It's not in time. Eckstein scores. Up to second goes Figgins, and the A's lead is now 3-2.
Tough to get away with that against Anderson. A hanging breaking ball. It was right out there, and Anderson just stroked it.
He's pretty tough.
And Guillen, the next hitter, is a guy who is very aggressive, and you can figure he's going to be looking for something early, and he looked for it very early.
So Guillen, a right-handed stick. Here's the delivery now. Guillen lines it down the right field line. That's trouble, and that'll go to the wall. Figgins will score easily. Anderson's going to third as Dye plays it back, and it's a double down the right field line by Guillen, and that ties the ball game at 3-3.
Pair of first pitch base hits that proved to be critical here.
So Figgins scoring easily. Anderson went from first to third, and for Jose Guillen, is 56 runs batted in.
Well, there could have been a lot more trouble there, but Erstad went down on strikes as Mulder really seemed to reach back for something extra. Got one of his 8 strikeouts tonight, and that ended the threat, but the A's, of course, had suddenly found themselves all even. They didn't do much with Escobar in the next couple of innings, and in the top half of the 5th, the Angels got Figgins aboard with 1 out, and anytime Guerrero's up there, runners on or runners not on, there's always that moment of danger. And once again, of course, Mulder was working very carefully, also keeping a close eye, a lot of throws over to first base to keep Figgins close. And then he got ahead of Guerrero. Here it is. And a swing and a miss in the dirt. Struck him out, throw to second base. A late break by Figgins, and he is out at second base. Tagged by Scudero. Strike him out, throw him out. And for the second time tonight, Guerrero fans, and this time into a double play. And at the end of 4 1/2, we're 3-3. In the 5th inning, it looked like the A's were going to go ahead after Kotze had walked on to second on an infield out, stayed there while Hatterberg walked, and Jermaine Dye was at the plate. Now here comes the 2-1. Swung and a base hit to left, past the diving X guy. Kotze around third, heading for the plate. Here's the end throw. It's close. He is blocked off and out at the plate. One of the best arms in baseball, and from left field, he in threw a 1-hop strike, and Benji Molina, who's very good at blocking the plate, gave Kotze no place to go, and he is out for out number 2 in the inning. And then DeRozzo was a strikeout victim, and the A's threat had died, and they were still looking at some way to break that tie. It wasn't going to happen for a while, though. The tie was broken, however, by the Angels. In the top half of the 6th inning, Anderson opened with a single, and Guillen followed with a very important at-bat, a double, putting runners at second and third. Erstad once again was blown away by a Mulder strikeout, and with 1 out, the infield back, so that's an invitation, if the Angels can put the ball in play, to do something about getting that run home. The interesting part of it, Tim Salmon was the batter, a right-handed hitter, a great veteran, is hitless all year long against left-handers. But you don't always have to get a hit to get the run home. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch to Salmon on the way. Last to short, taken by Crosby. Throw to third. They've got a rundown going now as it goes to McLemore. Fires to Scudero, making the tag on Guillen. But scoring with a go-ahead run is Garrett Anderson from third base. With the shortstop and second baseman playing back, putting the ball in play, of course, there was the assurance of getting the run home. But Crosby alertly saw that he had to play at third, and he gets the 6-5-4 rundown. 2 out, 4-3 Angels, and Salmon gets the RBI, and he's on first on a fielder's choice.
Really, Bill, a real mistake by Guillen.
And then Benji Molina tapped out, and the inning was over. In the A's half of the 6th, knowing, of course, that bullpen was looming just around the corner, Burns broke out of an 0 for 18 with a double, but the A's couldn't pick him up, and we went to the 7th inning with the A's down by a run. Mulder finished up his stint on the mound, had to battle out of a little trouble there with 2 out, a bunt single, and a walk. Brought up Garrett Anderson, but Anderson grounded out to second base, and the A's came to bat in the bottom of the 7th. Entered the bullpen. Brendan Donnelly came in, got 2 quick outs. Got 1 quick out on a strikeout of Kotze, but then Mark McLemore touched off what will be the pivotal inning, doubling to the wall in right field over Guerrero. Hatterberg had an excellent at-bat, working a walk. Runners at first and second. Jermaine Dye then looped a flare single to center field, but the runners had to hold until it fell, so everybody moved up a notch. The bases were loaded, but on came Francisco Rodriguez, and you know how nasty he can be. He showed it against DeRozzo when he struck him out with a breaking ball in the dirt. Now the A's had only 1 out to use in the inning, and Crosby came up, and Crosby got behind 1 and 2, and Rodriguez wanted to put him away right there.
Steps out now, back in with a spread stance. He opens up with 2 strikes. Rodriguez up on top of the hill. Outfield lots of room in right center. K-Rod. Third base out of the slab. Here's the set. The 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball line, left field line, base hit in the corner. 1 run is in. Hatterberg is around third. The throw is not in time. Stopping at second is Dye. Bobby Crosby delivers a 2-run single down the left field line, and the A's have taken a 5-4 lead. And the kid comes through once again.
And now Mulder, of course, was a pitcher of record, but he had finished his night with 107 pitches. And Ken Maka went to the bullpen for rookie Justin Lear, who has shown a power arm and some poise and composure on the mound. And he took the opportunity to retire the side in order in the 8th inning. And when the A's failed to score in the 8th, we came to the 9th. The fans were waiting for Octavio Dotel to post his first save as an Athletic after his debut on Saturday when he blew the save but got the win. He did not disappoint. Benji Molina fouled out to second base. Kennedy went down swinging, and it was only Eckstein now between Dotel and the end of the night. Very shallow outfield for David Eckstein. Dotel is ready. Fires. Swung on and looped in the shallow right. Coming on his dive. And the A's win the ball game. Coming back on Bobby Crosby's 2-run single in the 7th. Dotel gets his first Athletic save. He saves it for Mark Mulder, who has 8 consecutive winning decisions. And now Mulder joins the 10-victory group in the Major Leagues, along with Kurt Schilling and Kenny Rogers in the American League, Roger Clemens and Jason Schmidt in the National. And the A's put a win on the board against the Angels and put another game between them and the third-place Anaheims. Nothing across in the 9th inning for Anaheim. A's 5, Angels 4. And the Rangers have lost, so the A's now are a game and a half behind the pace setters.